So this is a new pony. Some of you people have seen me work with it a couple times. Haven't had a camera girl for a week, so I've got probably 7 rides on it. So, and for you other folks that are getting bored of the same old thing that I've been trying to tell you, it is the same old thing. But I'll just explain it in a different way, and maybe it will hit home for you a little bit more. It's kind of like the golf swing. There's like 50 million ways to swing the club, but there is a few things that have to happen in order to make it go well, and in order to get a feel through to a person is a hard deal. It's a hard deal to get feel through to a person in conversation. So that's what the ground stuff is about. And I don't want to just hop on this horse right away because number one, I want a connection. So that's the mental part, right? And then when I do hop on it, I don't want it running away or just walking off. And I don't want to hold it back with my hands. I want it to pay attention to my body and what my body's doing. So it's body first, reins second. Not reins first and body trying to stay off of it from kicking it forward, right? So what you're going to see happen here is the emotional part, which is when I'm on their back, which is the emotional part, and I'm trying to trot or walk or canter. If they're emotional, they're going to be wanting to run away. Then I'm going to have to hold them back with my hands because they're, and then you get them desensitized to the bridle. So then when you do take them to a sport, and especially the barrel racing, when you're running so hard and you need to rate them back and pull, they just go like that because they have, you've taught them it's okay to lean on your hands right from day one. So it starts with the ground stuff, and I'm trying to show her a feel, and she will get a feel as we go. Like there's a feel here when I pull on this. There's a feel there, right? When I back her up here, there's a feel, right? All right. Eventually, my deal is it's a little different than everybody else. Is I got to spend 2 winters with Tim McQuay, the best reining horse trainer in the world. And people are going to say, reining horse? Well, I don't want my horse running around with his neck on the ground. No, Tim was a young feller once upon a time, tried to rodeo. So when Tim helped me, he wasn't helping me because I wanted to be a reiner. I showed up there as a cowboy, and he helped me just what's good horsemanship. And it all boiled back down to getting them soft in the mouth. Not a lot of people understand that. I'm gonna get them soft to the reins. So the ground stuff is the mental part, the connection part. And you kind of got your horse, they're kind of looking back at you like, what's he want now? Plus he's feeling my core. So being in shape and being strong in the legs and the core and the thigh, because that's what does all the work. That's what does that's the dressage people. They're driving from the core, right? And the reins are just, that comes last. That's the reins are the refinement part, right? Okay, so you'll see all of that here today. Let's just start with the games. Again, is the friendly game, blah blah blah, you know. Can you scratch your horse in all 5 zones, left and right? You know, do we spend enough time back there in zone 5? Here I go, back here, zone 5. Nobody spends any time. You can tell, like, you know, she's kind of got her head up in the air, right? Rubber back down here in the teats. Now get some stuff going. Okay, so friendly game, right? And you can also, you got to get them friendly to your tools. So this is going to be a tool that I'm going to use, and I have to get her friendly to these tools. All right. So see how these tools, I'm going to need this. Everybody says, what do you got a whip and a string for? Never been you look at any good trainers, Whether they train elephants or whether they train dogs, they always have an aid. You watch. There's always an extension of your arm. All right, so that's the friendly game with that stick and string. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna push some body parts around. All right, my body is gonna be pushing on this horse when I'm up there. So can I operate the hindquarters? Can I see how I just swiveled? That kind of stayed still and the hindquarters moved around, right? Now I'm gonna, just like I was up top, I want to rotate the forequarters around. See, this is my hand here is where the rein would be. This hand here is where my foot would be. And I want the forequarters to rotate around the hindquarters. And there's a feel there. And I might want them to back up. Okay, left and right side. It's called the steady pressure. See, my hand stays on, doesn't leave. And there's 4 phases to that. Hair, are they moving with the hair? Oh, they're not. Oh, skin, oh, they're not. The flesh, oh, and then boom, until you get movement. Start with the friendly game, then the hair. See, and I just rotate them forequarters around the hindquarters. All right, back her up. Focus where you want to go. All right, that's 2 games. Friendly game, steady pressure game. All right, now we go to rhythmic pressure. What's rhythmic pressure? Rhythmic pressure is a different stimuli. Okay, it's not hands-on, and it's rhythmic pressure is a suggestion without touch. So watch me focus. I rotated them hindquarters around without touching. Game number 3, rhythmic pressure. See, there's rhythm here. See, I'm in a rhythm. Lead, lift, swing. Oh, good. I didn't need to touch it. All right, can I rotate the forequarters around just by focusing? The nose operates the outside foot. This stick operates the inside foot. I'd like her to walk around just like that. Friendly game. Hindquarters. Forequarters. Forequarters. There's a feel here. She has to feel that she's okay. See these little subtle moves that I've made? Game number 4 is the yo-yo game. Can I back her up? Alright, so there's 4 games before I've ever got on. I've got her to rotate her hindquarters around her forequarters with 2 different stimuli. Steady pressure, rhythmic pressure. Then I was able to back her up. Game number 4, right here. See if I can just do it with my finger without the shank. I'm gonna need a little shank. Little finger, get back. Get back. Let her sit there. Forwards. Alright. Get away from my camera girl here. Now we're gonna do the circling game. Game number 5. Get rid of an eye. Told her I led her forward, got rid of her front end. I never said anything different, so she just says, okay, you want me to go forward? I'll go forward, and then she doesn't lean on the outside, and it makes a circle. She went forward, didn't lean on the outside, so she makes a circle. Okay, now here's the tricky part. And here's what I'm wanting to tell you folks. You see how this horse is traveling in this circle where there's an arc to the inside. So her eye is kind of looking at me. There's a little bit of arc to her neck. There's a little bit of arc to her ribs. That is a balanced walk. You watch when you do this at home. Your horse is going to look to the outside. Its ribs are going to be to the inside. Its hips going to be to the inside because it wants to get away from you. All right? This horse doesn't. I've got the draw. The want to be with me is not too bad on this horse, so it puts an arc. I'm going to need that arc when I get riding her. Okay, now I'm going to bring her back. Here we go. Take this. Just like that. Good. So here's me explaining this in a different way. You see this horse on the ground, how there's that arc going this way. When you see me get up on her back, you're going to see me push the inside of that arc with the rib cage. That's going to tell her to go forward. Most people that I know turn their toes in and take their heels off because they're scared if they squeeze with their calf muscles, they're going to jog their horse forward, and then they're going to be wanting to jig all the way home or whatever. They don't want to touch them with their legs. I want to touch them with my legs. I don't want to touch them with my hands. So I'm going to be pushing the inside of my horse, which is the inside of the arc, and then the outside is going to support my horse, and that's going to drive my horse forward. I teach horses circles first, right from the colt start. We're doing circles. Circles shorten, straight lines lengthen. Which would you rather do? Slow a horse down or speed one up? I would rather speed one up. It's easier to speed one up. But once they get going forward and you try and slow them down, you're visiting the Western store a lot. New bits, chiropractors, all that bullshit. All right? It starts on the ground. Watch this arc. So I've told her to go forward. She's going to the right. You can see the eyeballs looking at me. There's a little bit of arc to that neck, a little bit of arc to the ribs, and then you see the balance as the hind end is the balance. That hind leg is balancing her. It's getting up underneath her to balance her. That's done naturally, not manually. You try and do that manually, they want to get away from you. All right? My camera girl's already getting bored. All right, so there's the circling game. There's the start. There's the start of what's going to happen when I get on the back, right? All right, that's 5 games. Let's just do a real quick sideways game. Now the sideways game, some of you are going to go, wait, what do you need to teach sideways game? Well, watch what's going to happen when you get on these colts. You're going to feel them fall to the inside of you. So then you're going to need the inside rein. The inside rein, and your foot is going to need to tell them to get over. So this is sideways, like this. But think if we were going forward. So now, see, I've got my arc. I'm driving her forward. She's looking at me, and look what I've got. But now I got her traveling forward and around, and look how balanced she is. Okay? That's what a little sideways is like this. Look, I can move my horse sideways on the ground because I'm going to need that same feel when I get up on their back. Sideways. There. All right. There's one more game, squeeze game. Let's just squeeze her in between here and the fence. And she looks at this fence a lot when I'm riding, so I'm just going to squeeze her through here between me and the barrel. All right? Hardest thing in horsemanship. Guess what it is? Trailer loading. We spend all winter long working our horses in an indoor arena, whatever. Comes time in the spring to go to the jump, barrel race, jumping thing. Never load them in a trailer. Get them ready for this. They got to go in between something, over something, under something. Oh, take a picture of this bit. Some people want to look at my bit. All right, in my horsemanship, I have a soft, medium, and hard of everything. Right? This is what I call medium. It's called a slow twisted snaffle. Right? I got one harder than this, and then I just got a big old smooth snaffle. Pretty simple. My spurs, same thing. Sharp. I got a soft, medium, and hard of them. Just because them are on does not mean that I'm going to use them. All right? So, here's the next thing, guys. Now, I'm going to get up on the back here in a second, but let's let her, because I don't have the hot walker and I don't have that $20,000 thing that you put them in that compartment and they go round and round and tie their head around. So some people that are really how do you put this? Really want to do things the natural way and don't want to tie their head around? I call bullshit. Okay? This here saves me being the bad guy up there pulling. So see how I've taught this horse? I want her walking around in this tight little circle. See, this rib is pushing her forward. See, I'm behind the stirrup here and I'm at these ribs and I'm pushing that rib forward and to the outside, and that's what makes her soft on this rein to the inside. Right? You see her going around here. And you watch her out, and you watch that soft eye. The softer that eye gets, the softer she's going to get in the mouth. And I just got to go around here and let her pull on it, and she, as long as I keep her quiet, eventually she'll go, ow, that bit's a pain in the ass. And she will learn how to tuck her nose, get over top of that bit, and get off of it. All right? Woo. So that's one side. Let's do the other side. See, and I'm going to suck her head around pretty near 90. Now you guys at first don't suck it around 90 degrees or you'll flip them over backwards. You got to got to get their head straight when you first teach them this. Otherwise, if they can't and you got it 90 degrees, you'll flip them over. This horse has been through that, so I can go 90 degrees now. Right? And I can lead her forward with this shank. And just let her just take these soft steps around in the circle, but these ribs are the thing. If she stops, I would bump her in the ribs with this stake or the stick, and that's what gets them ribs to the outside, going forward. And now she gets over top of that bridle and gets soft. Remember, now we're starting to get into this part where I want my horses, I want to teach them to get soft, soft, soft to the reins. That's the difference again. The difference between me, colt start, going to Tim McQuaid, and learning how to get a competition horse. You've got to get them soft in the reins. Ooh. All right, so that is a long flex. Now, see how them dressage riders and stuff, how they get vertical flexion. You've got to get lateral flexion, and then you get vertical flexion. You get your vertical flexion by lateral, side to side. So this is what you call a short flex. See how this? She's not flexed near, her neck isn't bent near as much. And again, we're looking for that soft on the reins. The softer she gets on the reins, you're going to see that arc's going to get softer. I I want that soft arc. See her, she's the one up there experimenting with that bit. See her bobbing her nose? I'm just here to push her forward. She has to figure out how to go forward and stay off that bridle. It just really warms her up for when I'm going to get up there. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to get on. Again, this is what they call a short flex because her neck isn't flexed that much. See how it's been my big thing here in the last 3 or 4 days. I want her soft on 2 reins. The first thing I did, you seen that stick move into them ribs. See, from my games, I can just hold that hand up and lead her forward. She knows what to do. All right. So at first, I'm going to make sure that I can bend her head and neck. All right. Looking for softness, right? All right. Can I move her hips just like I was on the ground? Can I move the forequarters? Pull until you get a response. Oh, good. Other side. Hindquarters. Step them out of the way. Forequarters. Step them around. Alright? Before I'm going to go very far, I'm going to make sure this is all loosened up. Right? Alright? So then let's just say that that's going good, which it's okay. It's pretty good. Now I'm going forward. Now, see how I grabbed that back of the saddle there? This hand is tied to that saddle and this foot is driving this horse around. See? It's pushing the ribs out of the way. And now she's got, see now? And it's, if you can't see it, but the inside of my body is pushing. See this arc going around here? This inside must be pushing a little bit and the outside must be blocking a little bit. Because I've got this vision of this big circle out here. And I'm going to stop once in a while when stuff goes to hell. And I'm going to grab the back of that saddle. I'm driving the inside of my horse around. See how quiet and soft she is? She's following her nose. She's going over top of that bridle, getting off the bit. The inside. All right? Now I want you to watch here, so let's just say, and then I'm going to do, I like to do one side at a time, but when I'm a little worried about maybe my horse might throw a fit and throw me off, I'm going to do left side, right side. See, now I've got the arc going the other way. Now before I get going very fast, watch how I'm going to do this at a trot, but being I've got her half arced, if I was to get in a bind on a colt, I can pull her head around and get to safety. So, but I want you to watch here as I'm doing this, these arcs. You're going to see me at a trot. I'm going to go left, right, and you're going to see me push them ribs out of the way, and then I'm going to be going this way. Push them ribs out of the way, and then I'm going to be going that way. And you're going to see how the inside, it pushes these ribs up and over so this can reach underneath and balance and get going around in that arc. You'll see it left, right, left, right. Here we go. Let her go. Get the inside. Follow that nose around. She gets a little bit soft. Let her go. Ribs out of the way. So that'll be enough for today with that. And now I've got all the juice out of her. Now I can go ahead and just go to the left. You're going to see me. I'm going to work on this arc. Push that rib forward. I'm telling her to go forward. Get them ribs out of the way. Now I'm leaving her head alone. She makes a choice herself. See a little bit of arc starting to happen. She's starting to, and I can operate her with my inside foot as she runs into that bridle. My reins are loose. She's got to make the decision. She want to fall in, does she want to fall out? Her decision. She falls in, I push her out. Then I let her go again. Push her out, let her go. You're going to need to take a hold of your horse in your barrel race or whatever it may be to show them the right way and the wrong way. If I want to push her over, body, then the reins. Back to neutral. All right, now I'm ready to canter. Looking for that arc. Kind of got a little bit of an arc going right now. Alright, let's work on an inside rein, just the inside. Softness, let it go. See, when I'm pulling her nose in, my foot is still driving her forward, so she can't come to the middle. I want a little more arc in her body, and I want to teach her how to get soft to this rein. My foot is keeping her from going to the middle, so it softens her up. Softening her up, let her go. One rein for a little bit. Hang in there, hang in there. Ooh. There you go. You see, remember I told you I would tell you in a different way today? This foot is driving her around, but she runs into this bridle, so that gets her bending her neck, right? And if she wanted to go very far the other way, I pull her around a little bit more to where she learns that the more I push on them ribs, the more I want her to bend. See how quiet she is right there? And see, I let go and see the arc? Inside of my body's pushing her around. So here's the thing, watch. I'm going to push on both arcs right now. Oh, look at here. I'm starting to get some vertical flexion. And I let go. Put them two arcs together. Here we go. See, I got a little arc going. hold them shoulders across the circle. She can go wherever she wants. Oh, she's going to the barn. Pull them shoulders across the circle. That's what takes care of the outside. I always talk outside on my videos, so today's been mainly inside. See, I'm going to push her out now. Being I've pulled on the outside, she's like, well, I'm not going against that outside rein. I keep getting pulled on it. So I've just got to nurse her off the inside a little bit here now until she gets back out. See how she's looking to the right? I got a little bit of arc going. Perfect. That's what I want on these colts. Get a left arc, get a right arc. But see how I'm not holding on? I have girls come here, see, and they're getting an arc, but they're holding the arc. That doesn't work when you hold that arc. Because as soon as you let go, you're going to get the opposite. They're going to look to the outside because they're so sick of leaning on your hands, and they're so desensitized to leaning on your hands that they're just, ugh. So she has the chance to look in all on her. I'm not holding her. Here we go into a canter. Holding her. Got a little arc going. She's looking at me out of the right eye. Perfect. She's going to the barn, so she got her outside shoulder pulled on. To pull her off the inside shoulder there. Pull. Get him off of it. All right, let's just work on one inside rein. Oh, soft. Beautiful. One inside rein. Beautiful. Nice. All right, how about two? Nice. Nice. Two. Nice. And here we go with the big W word. After she quits jumping around.